go to hell.
66 stories, the same number of books in the Bible. Black LGBTQ Christians sharing their experiences within the Black church.
I was never shamed. I was never, not directly, when those, people was, they would get up and give the homosexual speech every so often.
It's part of Pride in the Pews, Can I Get a Witness project. Founder Don Abrams says his organization's goal is to queer the Black church one testimony at a time.
We believed organizationally that the stories and voices and lived experiences of Black LGBTQ plus Christians were important.
The youngest person interviewed was 19 years old, the oldest 70.
A lot of the folks that we had the privilege of connecting with had deep roots in their faith. They were praying, they were going to church.
Digging deeper, the responses revealed challenges that Abram knows all too well.
I was seen as the embodiment of a sort of antithesis of the theology that my church subscribed to. They didn't believe that you can be both queer and Christian at the same time.
Many participants decided to share their stories to dispel that narrative.
There are so many queer people who dedicate their entire lives to church ministry, but they have to compartmentalize part of themselves.
I'm thinking about the next generation of young children who are raised and reared in the rich and fabulous tradition of the Black church, and I want them to be able to show up as their full selves.
Abram wants to use the interviews to help Black church leaders better understand and serve LGBTQ members.
There are pastors and preachers in corners of our country who want to have the conversation, who are eager to have it, but they have to be presented the opportunity, and those of us who do the work have to meet them where they are. And when we do that, we will see progress.
Keeping the faith that having this long overdue conversation can finally bring about change.
Coming in from Black 185 in our digital community, said, do you think, I'm assuming, LGBT community and the Black church can coexist?
Absolutely.
Let me push that question, because that's sort of an obvious yes. Church ain't turning nobody away. How should the Black church and LGBT community exist?
I think it's going to be diverse from church to church. Every church has a different opinion on the issue, and every gay person is different. And I think that to speak the church, the Black church or white church or any kind of church you want to call it, are all the same is totally not true. And all gay people are not the same. The types of relationships that are afforded are based on the types of people in each individual case. Yeah. And LGBTs of types and sorts have to find a household of worship that reflects what your views are and what you believe like anybody else. And the church should have the right to have its own convictions and values. If you don't like those convictions and values, you totally disagree with it, don't try to change my house, move into your own and establish that sort of thing and find somebody who gets what you get about faith. And trust me, I've talked to enough LGBT, they are not all the same.
Oh, for sure. Any more than all Christians are the same.
No.
But how do we, first of all, has your thinking evolved on this?
Evolved and evolving. Mm-hmm. Evolved and evolving.
Where were you and where are you?
I think that where I am is to better understand, the church bought into the myth that this was a Christian nation. And once you get past that, which a lot of people are going to criticize me because they're still going to think it's a Christian nation, which is a whole different show. Mm-hmm. But once you begin to understand that democracy and that a republic actually is designed to be an overarching system to protect our unique nuances, then we no longer look for public policy to reflect biblical ethics. If we can divide, or what you would call separation of church and state, then we can dwell together more effectively. Because atheists, agnostics, Jews, all types of people, Muslims pay into the government then cannot reflect one particular view over another just because we are the dominant group of religious people in the country, because those numbers are changing every day. We need a neutralized government that protects our right to disagree with one another and agree with one another.